lost. I'm lost right now. I got up at 5 o'clock this morning. I've been to Hagerstown, Harrisburg, Exton, and Willistown, and I think I'm in Westchester. So, but I traveled around the world when I was young. I was very fortunate. I studied in the Middle East. I spent summer in London. I visited the relatives in Ireland. I hitchhiked from Athens to Istanbul. I went down the Nile, okay? And I was young. I'm glad I did it when I'm young, because I'm not going to be able to do it now. But events beyond my control caused me, at the age of 50, to have a new adventure. And I moved to West Virginia, 450 miles away from Transporter for Bloomington, Delaware. And I was ready for a new adventure, but this was going to be a small adventure compared to the things I had done when I was young, the kibbutz and the Golan Heights, right? So I got to West Virginia and I had a job interview. And I met a man in Charleston. Little did we know when we made the appointment, which was on 9/11/2001. Little did we know that that date would, in the future, bookmark our lives. That's when I met my friend Michael. And it seemed like I could have this job. It was with AmeriCorps, sponsored through Save the Children, setting up a computer lab in an isolated Appalachian community. So, I got the job, and he said, well, you better come down to Big Ugly Creek and check it out, because as a city person, you're not going to understand how isolated it is. And I said, you know, I've been called a lot of things in my life, but city person was not one of them. And he laughed. Now, he said, how did you find West Virginia so far? And this is 15 years ago. Yes. I said, well, it's wild and wonderful, just like the signs say. I pull into a gas station with a $20 bill, and I walk up, and I say, I want $10 on pump number 2. And they look at me, and they go, you got to pump her first. And I'm like, oh, I forgot, I'm sorry, at home you have to pay first. Okay? And they said, well, how can you pay first? You don't know how much she's going to take. Right? I'm like, okay, so I kind of adjusted to that. And then it was, they moved Halloween. Okay, my son tells me, he's 11, oh, we go trick-or-treating Tuesday night. And no, you don't, honey. Halloween's Wednesday night. And he's like, no, teacher said it was in the paper. We go trick-or-treating Tuesday night. Okay. So I'm going around asking people, why did they change Halloween? Why did they move Halloween? And I finally got an answer. And the answer, the person who gave me the answer looked at me like, what a stupid question. Wednesday night is church night. You can't have Halloween on church night. Okay, so now I know about Halloween, changing Halloween. So I told Michael, I said, look, I saw a Big Ugly Creek on the map, but I couldn't find the town. I could see the creek. And he says, well, it's not a town, it's a holler. And I'm like, well, that explains it, right? And I'm thinking, when I was a kid, I used to read Little Abner. I don't know if anybody's old enough to remember Little Abner. And that's like about what I know about a holler. So I had this vague idea about a holler. And I said, so he starts to give me directions. He says, now you need to write this down. And I'm writing it down. And then you go down 119 South, and then you go up Big Ugly Creek Road, and then you find the second dirt road past the third yellow double wide. And however, you go up so far, and if you get to the mountain, you've gone too far. And I'm like, okay, I may not know what a double wide is, but I know a mountain when I see it. Okay. So I don't know what a holler is, I don't know what a double, well, it turns out it was double wide trailer, but I didn't know that at the time. So I said, well, if I get lost, I'll just call. He chuckles. Cell phones don't work there because of the hills. I'm like, oh, okay. So I had a long way to travel, and this is one of my favorite stories. I had a bunch of kids in my car, and driving down Big Ugly Creek Road, and I say to the kids, why is there a dead dog nailed to the side of that barn. And they laughed. These little kids are laughing at me. And they're like, Miss Peggy, that's not a dog, that's a coyote. I'm like, well, that explains it, right? Okay, so why is there a dead coyote on the side of the barn? He said, well, coyotes scare the deer away. But if you kill a coyote and you hang it up, the coyotes smell the dead coyote, and the coyotes go away, coyotes go away, and then the deer come. And I was like, I am so glad to know that. So the biggest adventure of my life was not in Egypt, was not in Israel, was not in Turkey, was not in Greece. It was in Big Ugly Creek, West Virginia, where I met some of the greatest people and had the biggest adventure of my life. Thank you.
Margaret, everybody.